Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I will be talking about Final Destination Bloodlines. Alright, so over the last few weeks, over the last 1.5 to 2 weeks, I rewatched, or actually first time watched, the entire Final Destination franchise because I had never seen a single movie of this franchise up until like 2 weeks before I watched this one. And I have to say, I'm not a fan. I really had to pull myself through this franchise. I thought it was decent enough. It wasn't great, it wasn't good. It had some decent fun kills, but mostly it was memorable. That's the entire thing I can give the Final Destinations franchise. The movies may not be good, but at least they're memorable because of everything and of all the kills and of all the opening sequences. But I did not like the franchise. I absolutely had to pull myself through it to watch it. On the other hand, we are not talking about the entire Final Destination franchise, we are talking about this one. And this one came to a surprise, but it's more of the same. Yeah, the story did still not do it for me, but I will say that this may be my favorite of the entire franchise. And let's just say all the good things, all the bad things, let's just review it for a bit, because this one actually chose to do something interesting. They changed the narrative. They changed the entire story that a Final Destination movie usually follows. Usually it's just Dev wants to do something, someone has a premonition, and then they stop it, and people survive, and then Dev comes after them to kill the entire branch of who survived, who shouldn't have a life at all. This one does it a little bit different because they changed the narrative so well. And I say so well because the things that they chose to do with the story were absolutely interesting. The only downside is that because of this change in the narrative, they also changed the runtime for one of these movies, because mostly they're like 80 to 90 minutes long. This one is 110 minutes long, which is long for a movie like this. And I do feel like they added 20 minutes because normally they're around 90. This one added 20 minutes, and that really did not help the story move forward at all. Like, the entire first half of it is quite boring. Really boring even. It's not even interesting in most of these parts. I do think it's a very intense and very nice opening sequence. Not my favorite of the franchise, but still a very solid one, and they chose to have some budget in that thing, which showed, which was awesome to see. It had some nice kills, it had some fun things happening. After that happens, that sequence, they changed the entire premonition, and they changed everything of this movie to make you actually care about, oh, did not see that coming, so it's a twist in some way. And the twist kind of works. But because they did this twist, they also need to redo an entire bunch of the story, which meant that people will need to re-emerge themselves into this new kind of story. So they need to have an entire build-up of story until they can get to the killing part of the movie. And the build-up that they only use for telling the story and moving the characters from place to place to get everyone where they need to be took around 30 to 45 minutes, which is way too long, which you felt really hard, and is really not that great because it was so incredibly boring with just some fun sequences splattered throughout. That being said, whenever the kills start, that's awesome. Those are really great. The kills aren't as good as they were in the first one. I still think the first movie had the best kills in general. But this one has some really creative ones as well, and maybe my second favorite movie according to the kills alone. Those were great. I really loved those. This one also may be the funniest one of them all, because I genuinely laughed my ass off quite a few times with quite a few scenes and quite a few plot twists, so to say. There is one plot twist involving a character that they think will happen something to, but then it happens to someone else and they're like, oh no, I was wrong, and then it turns out there is a reason for why they were wrong. That was genuinely really funny. I think I was laughing for about 5 minutes with that scene below, but that was really genius. I really love what they did with that. And the rest of the kills, they were also kind of interesting. The characters, I did not give a single bloody fuck about. Not even one of them. They all were meat sacks to me. I did not really get what I wanted from it, because I did want to see some more creative kills, or at least get to care for these characters a little bit. That did not happen. Kills were pretty generic in that way. They did not do anything special with the kills. They were fun and creative kills, but not that memorable, so to say, apart from one that played in a hospital. There are some things happening in a hospital which was really interesting or really good and may be my favorite part of the movie, apart from a sequence I'm going to talk about in a bit. But yeah, meat sacks, funnier kills. I had a lot of fun with this movie. My biggest problem with it is being the first half, which is fucking boring. But hey, you know, it's not everything. It's not every day that you find a genius movie that is great from start to finish or something like that. I have no idea. I really like that. There's one other thing I still need to talk about for quite a bit, because that deserves some recognition, and it's a Tony Todd scene. Whenever I watched the entire franchise, I always knew Tony Todd was a big part of it. So to see the entire franchise and only see that William Bloodworth has like 2 scenes, 1 scene per movie, for the first and the second, then he has a voice from another character, from a devil in the 3rd one, and then he's not even in the 4th one, to come back in the 5th one for some seconds. And actually quite a bit more than just a few seconds. He actually had a role in the 5th one. It was nice seeing him again, and I thought he was going to have a bigger role in this one, which wasn't the case. He still had only 1 scene, which is the moment I also realized why his character is so great. He only shows up for 1 scene in every movie, apart from the 4th one, but he kills the show the entire time. And whenever he starts to speak, he does it in such a way that you, as a viewer of the episode or a viewer of the film, actually get really locked into what the man is saying. He is that good in this role. And the thing I really want to say with this one is just the fact that you can really see that, rest in peace Tony Todd, this was his last role. He did a great job in it. And you can really see that he saw this one himself as his last job that he was going to do before he sadly enough passed away. And that was so wholesome to see and made me tear up quite a bit, because you can definitely see him not only saying goodbye to the character or to the characters in the film, you can also really see him say goodbye to everything in this franchise, but also you as a watcher, which is incredibly heartwarming to see, especially for a franchise like this. So I really appreciate the movie for giving them that time, for not doing anything jokey in that moment. Just have this moment with William Bloodworth and make it worthwhile and make it one of the most memorable scenes of the entire franchise, which they absolutely did. They also decided to give him some more story in this, because I always complained to myself about the fact that we just don't know anything about him, that it was just there whenever the story needed him to be there. This one, they gave him a story, they gave him a background, they gave him a purpose, and it really, really worked well for the entire character and for making him as even more cool than he already was. So I'm very happy with the choices that this movie made for William Bloodworth, considering everything that happened to the actor as well. I'm really happy with that. In the end, I still don't think that Final Destination Bloodlines is a great film. I don't even think it's a very particular good film. But I had a lot of fun with it. The kills were fun, some of the other sequences were fun, and it had some heartfelt moments that I felt in my stomach. So I'm still going to give this one 3 stars for the efforts, and because I had so much fun with it, I'm going to give it a little heart extra on Letterboxd. What did you think of this one? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on this franchise and on this movie in particular. Are you going to watch it or are you not going to watch it? And if you watched it, what did you think of it? Please let me know. I am very excited to hear your opinion on it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. and bye bye.